Today, Pongo and I are reading a book called Where's My Blankie by Anna H. Dixon, illustrated by Carol Nicklaus, and it is a Sesame Street book. I like how they do the inside cover of Sesame Street books from this era. This book is from 1984. Where's My Blankie? I remember this book, actually. So, Malcolm Monster never went anywhere without his blanket. He took it to breakfast. He took it to the park. He took it to playgroup. He took it to the P&Q supermarket. Malcolm always took his blanket to bed, but not to keep him warm, to snuggle. The day of Prairie Dawn's birthday party, Malcolm helped his mommy wrap the present, and then he was ready to go. "You won't need your blanket at the birthday party, dear," she said, putting the present in a shopping bag. But Malcolm took it anyway. Pongo's feet are a little bit in the way of the picture, but that's okay. There's Prairie Dawn. It's her birthday. Pongo, don't leave. We're not done yet. Malcolm Monster never played anything without his blanket. He played camping out. He played Super Monster. Malcolm used his blanket for everything. He used it as a beach towel. He used it as a Halloween costume. When Malcolm's blanket got monstrously dirty, his mommy washed it. And when it got ripped and torn and tattered, she mended it. Malcolm didn't mind. When fall came, the Monster family prepared to visit Grandma and Grandpa. Mommy and Daddy thought Malcolm should leave his blanket at home. "You're too old to take it," Daddy said. "It's too shabby," Mommy said. "You don't mind leaving it at home this time, do you, Malcolm?" they said. But Malcolm did mind. Pongo, you're moving the book. On the way to Grandma and Grandpa's house, they stopped at Hasty Johnson's for lunch. Malcolm put his blanket in his lap as usual. "Look, Daddy," said Malcolm's sister. Malcolm brought his blanket. Baby Monster, they chanted. "That will be enough, Manya," said Daddy. While they ate lunch, Mommy Monster, Pongo, you're moving the book, baby. Stop that. Okay, fine. If you really have to get up, then you can. We will take a break to let Pongo get up because he is grumpy. Are you better now? Okay, we're going to read the book. While they ate lunch, Mommy Monster again told the story of the blanket. Grandma Monster had made the quilt as a baby gift when Malcolm was born. When he was a tiny monster, he had slept with it every night and had played on it every day. "You see," she said, "Malcolm has always had his blanket." She turned to him and smiled. "But Malcolm, you are getting to be a big monster. It's up to you, but I don't think you need your blanket anymore." Malcolm thought that he did. The Grand Monsters were joyful when the family arrived. "I have a surprise for you," Grandma Monster said to Malcolm and Manya. "I made new quilts, one for each of you, out of clothes that you've outgrown." "Oh, thank you," they said, giving her a monster hug. All right, I am letting him leave because he is not happy staying with me over here anymore. All right, that night when Grandma peeked in at the sleeping youngster monsters, she saw that Malcolm was still sleeping with his blanket. Goodness, they left a mess. On the last day of the visit, Grandma and Grandpa Monster and all the aunt and uncle and cousin monsters had a wonderful monster picnic. Malcolm played with his cousins right up until the minute he got in the car to go home. There were many monster hugs and kisses, and then the monster family drove away. "Goodbye," called the monster cousins. "Come back soon." Malcolm was so tired that he slept all the way home. Daddy carried him inside and tucked him into his own bed. The next morning, Malcolm had drunk his orange juice and was halfway through his monster berry crunch when suddenly he stopped eating and put down his spoon. "Where's my blankie?" he asked. "Isn't it in your room?" asked Mommy. "Go look under your bed." Malcolm did. "It's not in my room," he wailed. His stomach felt sick. "Didn't you pack it in your toy bag?" asked Manya. "Go look." Malcolm looked in the toy bag he had taken to Grandma's. "It isn't here." "Maybe we left it in the car," said Daddy. "I'll go and see." But it wasn't there either. I can't turn this page. Here we go. There. Okay. "My blankie is lost. Where's my blankie?" Malcolm began to cry. "Don't worry, dear," said Mommy. "We must have left it at Grandma's." So Mommy called Grandma Monster on the telephone and told her about the lost blanket. Grandma looked in the kitchen and outside under the apple tree. Then she looked under the sofa, and that's where she found Malcolm's blanket. "I'll mail it to Malcolm right away," she promised. That morning, Betty Lou came over and played hopscotch with Malcolm. Malcolm was very brave. He waited patiently for the mail truck, but the only package delivered on the block was a box of paperback books for Hooper's store. That afternoon, Malcolm played on the tire swing with Ernie and Bert and the Sesame Street gang. After dinner, Malcolm listened to Mommy read a story. When she finished, he asked, "How am I going to sleep without my blankie?" "You slept pretty well last night," said Daddy. "I'll bet you can do it again." And he did. The next day, Bert and Malcolm set up an apple juice stand on Sesame Street. Malcolm was so busy that he forgot to watch for the mail. The next day, Cookie Monster and Malcolm made 4 dozen monster munchies. "Malcolm," Mommy said, "a package just arrived for you from Grandma. It must be your blanket." "Oh, thanks, Mom," he said. "I'll open it later." And Malcolm and Cookie Monster put the munchies in the oven to bake. Malcolm wasn't very hungry at dinner time. He told Mommy and Daddy and Manya all about his day. He was so tired that he was ready for bed right after dinner. "I put your blanket on your bed," Mommy told him when he kissed her goodnight. Malcolm yawned. "Thanks, Mom," he said. "I forgot all about it. Good night, everybody." Oh, look at that. He went to sleep without his blanket. It's okay to have a comfort item, but it's also good to know that even if you don't have it, you're going to be just fine. Well, that's all, everyone. Have a good night.